They're so thin, I could effortlessly fold them. As for the joystick, it just doesn't feel seamless on such a small device. Now, most importantly, there's no real mobile app. Today, we're reviewing the Cypherock X1 cold wallet. Let's check it out. Inside the Cypherock box, you get the X1 Vault device, 4 backup cards, 4 card protectors, a hard case, a USB-A to C cable, a lanyard, a camera cover, the user manual, and 2 stickers. Taking a look at the X1 hardware wallet, I almost thought this was a Nintendo Switch Joy-Con. It's manufactured in India, and the entire device is made of this soft plastic material. On the front is a 1-inch OLED screen for displaying and confirming transactions. Taking a different approach, Cypherock installed a joystick to navigate through the wallet. Looking closely at the bottom, the X1 has a USB-C port. The backup cards are also made of plastic, and they're so thin that this might cause problems later. They function the same way as Tangem cards, using NFC to generate a wallet backup. Do note the X1 device must be plugged into use, meaning there's no Bluetooth connection. As per usual, I downloaded the Cypherock app and got ready for a normal setup. But then to my surprise, the app stated we can only set up on desktop. That's strange. Looking into the docs, the X1 is only compatible with Mac, Windows, and Linux. According to the team, a mobile app is supposedly in the works. Choose first time setup, enter a password, and connect the X1 device. Once authenticity is confirmed, we then need to toggle the joystick in all directions. Then push it in to confirm. Scan a card to test. Instead of generating a seed phrase, scan all 4 cards 3 times each to create backups for the wallet. Now on the X1 Vault device, click Generate New Wallet. Enter a name, set a PIN, and tap all 4 cards again. It's possible to view the seed phrase anytime inside the X1 Vault itself, but for some reason, it's never shown during setup. My wallet wasn't appearing, but after pressing Sync Wallets and replugging the device, it connected. Firstly, view assets in the Portfolio tab. It took me a while to figure out how to add new tokens, but to do this, click Wallets, Wallet Name, and Add Token. To receive crypto, click the tab, select the account and token, and copy the receiving address. Once sent, crypto should then appear in the account. As for sending, oh dear, the app didn't allow me to do this, which is a rare occurrence. Each time, an error saying, your X1 is facing communication issues appeared. After trying multiple times, even restarting the app and the device, nothing worked. Well, guess it's time to hodl. Also inside the app, we can buy and swap crypto, as well as receive kickbacks for referring friends. The History tab records our transaction data. And for DeFi, connect to dApps through Wallet Connect. Cypherock also has a service called Cover, where you pay a yearly fee to the company to store your PIN phrase. It states the service is non-KYC, but requires email for some reason. I'm personally hesitant of these types of services, but check it out if interested. In Settings, change account and language information, update passwords, and authenticate devices. Here's what the mobile version looks like. It seems to be view only, as there's no option to send transactions through mobile. According to their website, Cypherock supports over 9,000 compatible coins and tokens, which is above average. The wallet brand doesn't have any native support for NFTs and is only available through Wallet Connect. If you want to store NFTs, I'd suggest a different cold wallet. The Cypherock X1 Vault device functions by containing 2 parts, a microcontroller and a secure element chip. An MCU chip acts as the master controller of the device, while the secure element chip is used to authenticate the device and secure private keys. It's important to note that the chip used in the X1 Vault doesn't have EAL6+ certification. This means that the chip was never assessed by an independent third party to evaluate its security capabilities. But do be aware that every X1 card has an EAL6+ chip and NFC. These cards communicate with the X1 device using end-to-end encryption. Do note that the card's firmware is not upgradable, intending to stop malicious actors. When we tap the 4 cards on the vault, private keys are cryptographically split into 5 parts, creating a 2 of 5 backup system. This means a user only needs the X1 Vault and 1 of 4 cards to restore their crypto. A claim that needs to be discussed on Cypherock's website is that cards can store data for 20 years. This is great in theory, don't get me wrong, but be aware that screened hardware wallets only have a shelf life between 3 and 5 years. By that time, it's likely either the screen or battery will die. Just be aware that you'll need to either buy another X1 device when this happens, or use the seed phrase, which which you can always write down to restore the account. You can see an example of this when my Nano S screen died. In Q3 2023, Cypherock X1 was third-party audited by Key Labs. All severity scores were low, but interestingly enough, Key Labs recommended Cypherock to use a newer version of the non-EAL certified secure element chip. Read more about the audit linked below. Most of Cypherock is open sourced, including their firmware and app. This includes 100% of the X1 Vault, since it doesn't use an EAL certified chip. All info is publicly available on their GitHub. But as for the cards, since they use EAL certified 6+ chips, the company signed an NDA agreement with chip manufacturer NXP and is not open sourced. Cypherock was founded in 2019 in New Delhi, India. The X1 Vault is the company's first hardware wallet, launched in 2023. Up to this point, Cypherock has a 3.9 out of 5 rating on Trustpilot. In terms of reviews, the hardware wallet brand holds a 6.8 out of 10 on bitdegree.org, a 9.4 out of 10 on 99 Bitcoins, and a 3.9 out of 5 on Amazon.com. Here's what users are saying about the Cypherock X1. I, as a crypto newbie, seed phrases terrified me. The X1 made self-custody actually approachable. I travel constantly for work, and the X1 is a game changer. Split my shards between home, office, and a safety deposit box. So from my experience, I would say the idea is great, but the product quality is random. Bloody terrible customer service. To get a true notion of Cypherock's reputation, consult their socials, metrics, and read what other users are saying. If you want to reach customer support, this can be done through the web app. There's also a checkbox on their website, but I can't figure out how to use it. How does Cypherock X1 differ from other popular wallets we tested? Compared to Tangem cards, the X1 cards function the same way as backups using NFC, but the X1 has an additional screen device, increasing security. The Tangem ring functions the same as Tangem cards. Cool Wallet Go functions exactly the same as Tangem. Cool Wallet Pro has a button, battery, and screen, a much clunkier device that connects via Bluetooth. Ledger S Plus is similar to the X1 Vault, without cards. Instead of a Joy-Con, it uses buttons to navigate and has better build quality. Same with Trezor Safe 3, having buttons, must be plugged in to use, and better build quality. OneKey Classic 1S is slightly different, having 4 navigation buttons, connecting via Bluetooth, and better build quality. SafePal S1 uses QR codes for offline transactions and is slightly harder and clunkier to use. SecuX Neo X has a touchscreen and connects via Bluetooth. Ledger X has 2 buttons for navigation, better build quality, and connects via Bluetooth. Ledger Flex also connects via Bluetooth, has additional features, and better build quality. Ledger Stacks is the same as the Flex, with a side label, curved screen, and you guessed it, better build quality. The Cypherock X1 takes a creative approach towards cold wallets. The company's valiant attempts towards removing seed phrases is an ambitious one, and it's great to see an easy setup and basic app which helps users manage their crypto assets. But there are many caveats we need to discuss here. First is build quality. For a $150 device, the plastic material and screen feel low quality, but X1 Vault didn't break when twisted and bent. As for the cards, they're so thin I could effortlessly fold them in half like paper, as well as peel off the exposed chip. I'll let you decide, but to me, that doesn't look so good for 20 years of longevity. Do know you can actually buy the X1 Vault alone for half the cost, which would better match the value. As for the joystick, it just doesn't feel seamless on such a small device. This is a personal taste, but buttons and screens are far less obtrusive and simpler to manage. The wallet's also awkward to use with a cable while plugged in. Now, most importantly, there's no real mobile app. It would be probable to assume that most users want to store crypto using their phones. The only way to set up Cypherock X1 is through desktop, which is a pain. And maybe it was just my specific device, but the fact I wasn't able to send crypto off is a bit worrying. The 2 out of 5 Shamir backup system seems a bit risky. Only needing one card to access your funds could create more potential problems and vulnerabilities. By removing the seed phrase, we're only creating a new, similarly complicated problem. At least with a seed phrase, I can engrave it in metal, keep it safe from the elements, and know that I can control my own destiny. And if my device breaks, I can recover it with the seed phrase and don't need to buy another of the same device. CryptoRock actually encourages you not to write down the seed phrase, which sounds counterintuitive. Lastly, I just can't get past the fact that the brand chose not to put an EAL certified chip inside the X1 vault. Add to that the statement from auditing firm Keylabs, which asked for them to also improve the chip's security, giving more questions than answers. So should you buy a Cypherock X1? Due to all the reasons above, this cold wallet is not for me. But I can see how you might decide to buy a Cypherock if seed phrases really aren't your thing. Just be very careful with the card, as longevity of them is uncertain. But if you still want to grab one, check my link below. And thanks to Cypherock for sending one over. Meow. Catch you in the next one.